What's up, guys? This is Havoc Dota, coming to you with another Dota 2 podcast from the Reddit subreddit at Dota 2 Casted. Now, this replay was submitted by TK Dota, who is playing on the Dire team on the Viper. Now, I'm just gonna switch it to free camera. Didn't have it on that at first. And let's see what we got here. Looks like we got an Elder Titan off lane, starting with Boots and Salve. He's got the wards that were pulled to him through the IO. Looks like we might be trying to go for a kill with the Axe with the DD and the Phantom Assassin on this off lane Windrunner. TK Dota playing mid, and Little Havost on the Dire team playing the mid lane. Looks like he started bottle first with 2 branches. Not the greatest build. You usually want either a stout shield, especially against this Viper. He's gonna have a hard time against this Viper. And it looks like we got some banner just going on between both teams. We had the Undying sitting mid against Havost, and we easily saw him mid. Looks like Windrunner's gonna go ward up the pull camp. Elder Titan just doing some spirit harass. He will most likely go for the 0-4-4 build. Looks like that's what he's doing right now. It has gotten extremely popular because of the amount of damage. And we got first blood coming out on the Axe, but that was a giant dive. They dived to the tier 2 just to kill that jungling Axe. Not sure if it was the greatest decision with the Undying going down, but we'll see how it plays out. Looks like Lil Havost going for a stun on TK, and TK's just gonna right click him, throwing out some poison attacks. Oh, we had the Elder Titan going for the kill on that Shadow Demon. That Elder Spirit does huge damage against the supports because the natural order is applied to the Astral Spirit. So either way you look at it, he's gonna take a lot of damage. Because that's, even at level 1, it's a base armor reduction of 25% and a base magic resist of 8%. That is huge in the early game. Little Havost has a haste rune bottled up. Viper not picking up a bottle. Havost just throwing out the stun. Looks like Windrunner just sitting in the off lane, taking XP. Trying to get a kill with the Phantom Assassin. It's not happening, and Windrunner just putting out some harassment. We have them diving the Elder Titan. And that's a kill. SGP might go down again here, though. He looks like he's gonna be fine. Yep. But that tombstone is huge. The amount of damage that does in the slow is extremely powerful. Tiny going for the combo. It looks like he missed the stun, and he's just gonna man fight him. Tiny has a lot more damage than that Undying in that position, so the Undying probably should have backed off, but he just went for it. It looks like we got Phantom Assassin in the trees. TK Dota must have spotted him out and tried to go for some early harass, or even try to kill him, because he is extremely low on HP. Looks like we might have our Wisp trying to tether to our Phantom Assassin here. An Elder Titan just throwing out the Elder Spirit. Now we have 1 death on the offlane hero on the Dire team. It's not too bad. He's not doing too bad. He picked up the magic stick, which is really good. Oh! We have the Wisp being thrown in, doing huge spirit damage, but the Wisp is gonna go down. The Windrun secures the kill. Little Havost diving the tower. He's going down. I don't know what he was thinking there. He should not have been diving against that Viper. And they're gonna kill the Phantom Assassin as well. The roaming Undying is actually doing a huge amount of work. Even picking up a bottle to keep his mana up so he can do this roaming. And Pursuit of Happiness is sitting in that off lane, sapping XP. It looks like he did pick up an Echo Stomp. It's questionable. I mean, it could save him in some of these ganks, like what's happening right now, but the Soul Catcher on him, and the Void's gonna secure the kill. He tries to go for the Echo Stomp, but nothing happens. Looks like we had... the Dire team just keeps diving under towers, taking so much damage from the towers. We had the Wisp, the Axe, and Elder Titan go down. It is an 8-4 match. And that Astral Spear harass is huge. Looks like Viper gonna opt for a Ring of Aquila. And our Jungle Axe has his Tranquil Boots. That'll make it a little easier for him to jungle. Especially against more powerful camps. And Phantom Assassin, not doing too well, only with 11 CS at the 5-minute mark. That is actually really bad. And the Undying is looking for kills. This Undying is playing extremely well, knowing when to dive and when not to. At some points, it was questionable, especially against this tier 2 tower here. He dove it. And it ended up with him getting a kill, but he also gave up his life in that situation. And it looks like Windrunner picking up the Magic Wand. Could have just stuck with the stick. Magic Wand pick up this early. It's not gonna do a lot. Gives you stats. But the Magic Stick is really good against this PA because she'll be spamming her Stifling Dagger, especially for last hits. Even for some free harass, but with the harass at that point. Oh, it looks like we're going for a kill on Little Havos. And I don't know what Pursuit of Happiness is doing. He's just gonna stun up and try to run away. Disruption on cooldown, Undying, chasing. Nothing's gonna happen in that situation. Looks like we have a pause here because our IO disconnected. I might skip a little bit forward. We'll just see how... If it's more than a minute, then I'll just skip forward. This gives me a chance to talk about some of their item builds. Okay, so the Magic Wand, I already talked about this. It's not the greatest, maybe just a Magic Stick. The Magic Stick would have been just awesome, but the extra around 300 gold is kind of wasted. It's good it's good later, especially in team fights, but just in the laning phase, a Magic Stick will do you just fine. We have the IO reconnecting. Elder Titan having 21 last hits, especially in the off lane against the tri lane. Well, kind of a tri lane. We had the Undying coming in and out of that lane. And we have the Axe coming into the lane here. He's level 5. Going for the normal build of maxing Battle Hunger and Counter Helix. Well, not maxing Counter Helix, but maxing the Battle Hunger. And then just picking up Culling Blade at level 6. And that Orb of Venom on the Undying, it'll allow him to chase harder because it'll slow the enemy heroes. It's a 12% slow, which is huge in the early game. And Undying just gonna leech some XP, probably gonna pick up that level 6 and grab his Flesh Coat. Looks like we got some angry people.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
In the mid lane, TK Dota picking up the phase boots. Looks like he's got a Magic Wand on the courier. Well, in his stash. Gonna be on the courier soon, most likely. And the Windrunner catches the Shackle. The ulti from the Viper. This is gonna be a kill. The power shot to secure it. The Axe walks in for some reason. He's gonna try for a kill on this, on the Viper, but the TP in from the Shadow Demon. Oh, the Culling Blade comes off, but the extra speed from it gives him no chance of surviving in that situation. And Pursuit of Happiness just still throwing out the Astral Spirit. We have our PA not even having phase boots at 8 minutes in. And it looks like they might get a tower here.
structures are fortified.
Fortification coming out from the Dire team.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe, no, doesn't look like they're gonna get the tower because Little Hobos is coming in. And they got a TP from the Axe coming to defend. But I don't think they're gonna be able to do anything against 4 heroes in the mid lane, and no, they don't even try, but Little Hobos throwing the Axe in! And that counter Helix is doing work, but the power shot in the Shackle, huge damage coming out from the Radiant team, and the Flesh Golem amplifying that damage and killing. They're gonna get the Wisp here too. Those are just easy pickings from the Radiant team. Looks like we're gonna have the PA engaging. She gets a crit on the creep. She ends up getting the kill on that Undying. She might even see a kill on this Windrunner. Windrunner has no Windrun and the crit to secure it. Phonics doing alright, and he's got 53 last hits. Pretty much free farm though, so he could have seen more. Looks like they're gonna try and pick up a kill. He throws down the Chronosphere to stop the engagement on himself, and he's gonna TP out. Might have been a little slow. No, he's okay, because there was no stuns left on this Dire team. And it looks like they got 4 grouped up to push this Radiant bottom tower. We have them dying, sneaking around in the forest, coming around, throwing out the Flesh Golem, probably gonna pop a Tombstone down. He catches 2. The Elder Titan catches 2 with that sleep. Little Hobos going down, and they're just gonna keep chasing. Bottles up a bit, trying to get enough for some more decays. And we have Wind running in. TK Dota coming in for some more support, throwing out the ulti on the Wisp. That Wisp is dead from the power shot. PA jumping in, and they clean up. They kill the Windrunner and the Shadow Demon. A whiffed ulti from Pursuit of Happiness, and they're going for a kill on the Viper. So we see the Radiant team overcommitting in that fight, losing 3 heroes, and the Dire team coming out on top in that fight. We have the PA picking up the Morbid Mass, most likely working towards the Helm of the Dominator. Now their Titan has his Arcane Boots up. That'll give him even more chances to give the Astral Spirit harassment. I cannot talk right now. Windrunner throwing out a power shot. And Phantom Assassin just going to the jungle. Picks up the Vlads. That's actually really good for her team because she's got 4 melees and the Wisp the only ranged hero. So the Vlad's pickup is actually really good. Undying picking up a Vanguard, hoping to dive more towers. And Void is just free farming up. This Void is going to be a threat at some point in this match because they're just ignoring him pretty much this whole game. Other than the Elder Titan sitting in the lane throwing out Astral Spirit harass. But the Void doesn't get the kill on the tower. But it's still a good amount of gold. Looks like we might have an engagement here. If he throws out the Echo Stomp. Oh, he already used it. The engagement here. Undying Tombstone. Undying gets destroyed. We have Tiny going down. Looks like the chase for the kill on TK. And that's a Calling Blade. The Calling Blade was a little wasted there. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a Calling Blade nonetheless. That level 4 Battle Hunger is gonna do huge amount of damage to these Radiant supports, and he's dead too. So we have the Radiant team doing well in the early game, but the Dire team having huge amounts of team fight with their heroes. Especially with the Elder Titan. Even the Axe with his counter helix. You cannot... Oh, PA! Going in! Huge crits! Especially with that Tether Stun, that pretty much secured the kill. Because I'm not sure if Void had time walk up. Most likely did. He would have tried to time walk there, but the Tether Stun stopped him. And that secured the kill. Looks like we're going to have the 5-man group up on the Radiant bottom tower. Going to try and push it down. With the Void down, it's going to be hard to fight this. Especially on... Looks like they're just going to let it go for free. Any TPs? We got a TP on the Windrunner. They may try and trade the tower for the top, but the top still has full health. They're going to get the tower before they even have a chance to do any damage to the Dire top tower. Looks like we got 2 TPs coming in. The Axe chasing. That Undying is... Oh, misses the Calling Blade, but the Undying is still going to go down. Throws down the Tombstone, but the Tombstone is taken down for the free gold. But this Elder Titan really synergizes well, especially with this PA, because with his natural order, he's doing 100% base armor reduction. Against this Void, that is huge. Because this Void is an agility hero, so he gets armor from his agility game and from his item pickups. So with the base armor reduction, they usually don't pick up any armor related items like AC. So the 100% base armor reduction is just gonna make that Void melt. Backtrack will help in a little bit, but he is still gonna melt to the Elder Titan. The Elder Titan PA combo. Looks like they're gonna try for the kill on this Viper. The Echo Stomp is missed. Can't get him. We have our Void with her Battle Fury. Undying with the Vanguard Orb of Venom. Space fucking created. TK Dota. And they're gonna push this Radiant top lane. And that's gonna go down easy.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Looks like Void just gonna continue pushing the bottom lane. We have an Invis rune on the Shadow Demon. The IO TP's out, looking for a kill on this Void. Cancels the TP. Nothing happens. Looks like they're chasing the Undying. Stifling Dagger coming out. This looks like an easy kill. This Undying, he was doing well in the early game, picking up kills for his team, but now he's just feeding. He underestimates the amount of damage that can come out of this Elder Titan, especially with the PA roaming with him. We have the IO just to give that PA extreme amounts of attack and move speed. Shadow Blade pickup and Force Staff pickup. The Force Staff gonna be pretty good. Could force anyone out of the Tiny Stun. If she doesn't get caught by the Echo Stomp, force anyone out of that. Most likely the Void, because the Void is gonna be the main factor in this game. DK Dota. Shadow Blading up, looking for a pick-off, but he sees 2 enemy heroes on this top lane, especially with Wisp PA. There's no way he's getting a kill on that.
Missing top.
Looks like we got the Radiant team roaming to the top lane. Maybe try and take down a tower. And Void is just getting free farm. At some point, the Dire team is gonna have to recognize that this Void
Radiant's middle tower
is in this lane just farming. He's farming this whole time, and a free farm Void is a very scary Void. What's on the courier here? We got a Plate Mail coming to the Pursuit of Happiness, looking like he might pick up a Shiva's, maybe even an AC. AC is actually really good on this Elder Titan, gives even more armor reduction, and it's gonna melt. The heroes are just gonna melt.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Looks like they picked off the courier. TK Dota, and and this Windrunner pick off the Dire Courier. We have the Wisp tethered up to the Elder Titan. Might find a kill on TK Dota here. And that's gonna... The Stomp is gonna catch. The Disruption's not gonna save him. He takes all the damage from the Earth Splitter. We're gonna have an engagement mid here. Axe throwing out the Battle Hunger. Just doing some harass. He has a lot of health. And we have Little Hobos just going in. Looks like he's gonna get caught here. The Void... I would have suggested the Chronosphere there. Because a kill on that Tiny is an extremely good pickup. Because Tiny can carry very hard in the late game. We have the Chronosphere thrown down. Looks like nothing is happening. See, now if you would have thrown down the Chronosphere on the Tiny, that would have been a secure kill. Because they had four of their players on the chase. And then he just Chronospheres in the mid lane. Even Chronosphere in the tower, so he can't do any damage against the Dire team. And they're gonna get a tier 2 for this, most likely. Maybe not. We got the PA going in on TK. Tiny throwing the axe in. Okay, his Calling Blades aren't doing very well. He seems not to pay attention to the health and just throws it out even when their health bar is still at half. Not playing too smartly. But I don't think it's really gonna matter, especially with the Elder Titan and the Tiny just doing huge amounts of damage. Throws the axe in again. And Berserker's Call with the throw from Tiny. That's a pretty much guaranteed Berserker's Call and a pretty much guaranteed kill. Now it looks like we got the PA maybe gonna go for a kill on this Void. The Void does not have Chronosphere, and he's just gonna TP out, buddy. PA getting the crit. And Void's, well, RNG God. That is true. He got extremely lucky with that crit. I bow to you. Yeah, he didn't backtrack it. If he would have backtracked that crit, it would have been huge. Looks like we're gonna have a Roshan attempt. PA jumping in. The tether stun. Echo Stomp. What's this PA have at this point? Vlad's BKB phase boots. Okay, she's 11-1 and 5. So her CS is actually pretty good at this point in the game. She's gonna pick up a Basher. And she is a mid-game powerhouse pretty much. With the BKB pickup and the Vladimir's offering, gives her some damage, makes her crit, do huge amounts of damage with the 350% chance at level 2. I mean the 15% chance and the 315% damage. It's huge damage, especially with her very low cost damage items. Looks like we're just gonna have the 5-man group up into the mid lane. Windrunner throwing out power shots to scout it out. And I don't know about defense here. Maybe if the Void came back, but defense looks very slim here. We have the whole Dire team sitting in the forest, looking for someone to overcommit. That Viper, he was playing dangerous there. But they scout the axe and the Tiny out. Tiny goes in, throws Berserker Call. Gonna catch TK. The Tombstone is thrown down. And looks like 5 GP might be going down as well. PA critting. Oh, and the disruption from Gerald Punks. That was a huge disruption, but nothing comes of it. And Void taking out the Aegis. We have PA man fighting the Void. Void gets a bash. That's 944 gold. Void going in with the Mask of Madness. But that's Mask of Madness. He's gonna take. Oh, he gets the backtracks. Mask of Madness wasn't alright. was alright pickup there because he needed damage to fight this team, especially because they weren't gonna stop the push
Is under attack.
because they know Void will be dangerous in the late game. It looks like the Tiny stun up. Might try to run away, but the Void gets Force-staffed in, Craggied, and he gets the kill. That's gonna be 2 kills.
Is under attack.
Phonics doing work at this point. Especially with the 100 attack speed from the Mask of Madness. And the Battle Fury giving him some damage, that mana regen, and now he's gonna pick up the Crystallis. He wants those big crits to face up against this Phantom Assassin with her crits, but her crits are a little bit more dangerous because she's got a 450% damage with 102 plus 84. I can't do math, so I'm not even gonna attempt that. Elder Titan throwing out the Astral Spirit. He might try for an Echo Stomp here, and he is gonna go for it. Catches the Shadow Demon. And PA just gonna farm up the lane. And it looks like the Radiant team is gonna back off here. Tiny picking up a Smoke of Deceit. Gonna try and smoke up, maybe pick off someone. And this Undying, he was doing really well. But now as it looks like his items, he hasn't progressed much. I've only seen the Chainmail pick up in the last around 10 minutes. Wisp now has a mechanism, so that's gonna be key in these team fights because with the Radiant team not having a mechanism, oh no, they have a mechanism on the Shadow Demon, so it's both teams have mechanisms. They're smoked up behind this PA. PA is baiting the Radiant team. And it looks like we just have Viper farming up the forest. Shadow Blade pick up, Point Booster, picking up the Agnum Scepter. Now, Agnum Scepter. Just a second, I'll tell you about the Agnum Scepter pick up against this Viper later. They're not going to get a pick off here. Oh! The Berserker's Call, but the Force Staff away. Nothing's going to happen there. And this looks like a dead axe. Nope. The PA going in with her BKB, doing huge amounts of damage with the crits. She's slowed heavily. Gets caught by the Chronosphere with the Shackle. Might have saved the PA with that Echo Stomp there. The PA and the Calling Blade. The PA gets away with a sliver of health. And the Axe even survives that, gets the Calling Blade on the Void. Looks like we might be seeing a bit of overcommitment here from the Dire team. Void is back. And Tiny is might get picked off here. Yep, the Power Shot secures the kill. The Void's still chasing, gets a bash. Even the Viper ulti to secure the kill on that IO, because he had no one to tether to at that point. But during that fight, the Dire's bottom lane was being extremely pushed in. It pushed all the way to the tier 3 tower, even doing around 500 hit points of damage on that tower. Regeneration. And they even lost 3 heroes during that fight. It's 27-25, so it's a pretty close game.
Dire's middle tower is
The Void almost has his data list though, only needing around 1,000 more gold. Just gonna Mask of Madness and farm the creep wave. And Elder Titan throwing out the Astral Spirit. Maybe try and save the tower. It was a good choice to back out there because the whole Dire team was respawning back, and they have a lot of team fight potential, especially with the Tiny Throw with the Berserker's Call combo. You can really catch a lot of heroes out and out of position in that point because Berserker's Call will hold them there, and the Tiny's Throw will get the it'll get the axe there, and it'll basically give you a secure kill. Especially that it goes through BKB. The Void won't even be able to stop it. Looks like he isn't gonna pick up a BKB yet though, so I guess it doesn't really matter that much. We got the Dire team smoked up once again. maybe baiting the PA here, but it looks like they're gonna go for a kill. Roaming around the Radiant Forest. Punks is dead here. I don't know what he was doing. He was canceling his disruption or his shadow poison, and looked like he was doing a little dance. And he was like, "Oppa Gundam style, man." PA just farming up this bottom lane, picking up some evasion. Most likely that we're gonna see a butterfly. And the IO tethering to the PA clear these creep waves faster. And Little Havost and Axe just following each other around because they know the amount of power they have with their combo. Are we gonna see a defense here? Looks like they're not even gonna try to defend.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And they're just giving up towers. But this is gonna be a defense at the tier 3 bottom tower. Most likely gonna see an engagement here. Viper throwing out the ulti. Caught the PA with it. Tiny throwing in a creep. Probably meant to throw in the axe. But
Dire's top tower is under attack.
we have the AC pickup on the other Titan. We were either gonna see an AC or a Shiva's Guard. We see the AC. AC still still a good pickup on this other Titan because it gives him the attack speed, gives him huge attack speed, gives him even more minus armor with the natural order combo, and the amount of damage that's going to come out of him, especially with the Astral Spirit catching a lot of these dire Radiant heroes. He's going to be throwing out maybe upwards of 500 damage in a team fight. Now that's going to shut down a lot of their heroes. We do have the Agnum's pickup on the Viper. Now this is a really good pickup. I like it a lot. Because Viper is more of a utility hero. And especially with this Agnum Scepter. Agnum Scepter gives him around 500 damage at level 3. And he gets to throw it out every 12 seconds. Now that's huge because he can maybe throw out 2 or maybe even 3 in one team fight. Doing 500 damage to each of these heroes, plus the slow, they can get easy pickoffs. And that even pierces BKB, so the PA is not going to have a fun time. They do have 2 BKB piercing ultimates with the Viper and the Shadow Demon. Viper throwing out the ulti, knowing it's on a 12-second cooldown. It's a very spammable ulti at this point. Disruption from the Shadow Demon, trying to save the Viper. Viper Shadow Blades out. He's gonna be alright. We have the Void back with the Daedalus. So, if we see a good Chronosphere here, it's gonna be a lot of dead heroes. And it looks like we have Axe TPing back to the Dire bottom tower because it is getting extremely pushed in. And everyone's backing off. Going to the Roshan. And the entire Radiant team is... They know they're in there. But Dire team backs off because they have wards up, but now it's just dewarded at this point. And Void's just gonna farm more creeps. Hopefully pick up a BKB. Because it'll stop a lot of the damage coming out of this Dire team. Viper just shadow blading around for the move speed. His mana pool is fine at this point because he's got an Agnum Scepter. The point booster really adds a lot. So he's fine on mana. We have Roshan going on. Radiant team doesn't know about this. IO just sitting on top, trying to get vision, just in case the Radiant team does walk in.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
And Void TP's home.
The Phantom forever.
Phantom Assassin with that Aegis, she's gonna be an extreme force in these fights. Especially with 2 lives. Void just sitting there. I don't know why he isn't either farming. They're probably just waiting to fight here. Because they know they're coming down the mid lane. And Void is waiting for a big Chronosphere. If he gets a big Chronosphere here, the tides are changed. And they can probably just push down either this bottom lane or just go straight to the mid lane. Okay, we're gonna see a tiny throw in most likely. The PA blinks in. Halberd. Echo Stomp. The Chronosphere comes out of the void. He gets huge damage, picks off the Aegis. They only get the axe in that fight so far, but it looks like they're also gonna pick off the PA. The PA is still alive in this fight. She is stunned up. I can't see if she's BKB'd right now. She is overcharged from this Wisp, and that's huge amounts of damage. 5 GP getting tossed. Tiny, trying to run away, gets slowed by the Time Walk. This Void is on a hunt. He is going for this IO. IO is giving them the Fog Dota, and he goes invis. Wait, did I just see him go invis? And he tethers up, stuns the whole entire team, but he's still gonna die here most likely. He does pop the mechanism, but that's still a dead Wisp. Now it took them an extremely long time to get that kill because of the Wisp tether stun. He got 3 of those heroes in that tether stun. It allowed him to get a little further ahead, even pop the mechanism, and he bought his team some time there. The PA's up in 36 seconds and the Tiny is up in 27 seconds. So I don't think the Radiant team is most likely not going to get a Rax here, but it is possible with the amount of damage coming out of this Void. Now the Void bought back during that fight in the mid lane, so he's nowhere close to his BKB anymore, and he really needs that BKB because he is getting shut down in his Chronosphere, especially with the Earth Stomp or the Echo Stomp from the Elder Titan. He's just getting slept up in his own Chronosphere because that Echo Stomp is such long range, especially with the Astral Spirit being able to mimic the Elder Titan's movements. And it looks like we just got Axe running back home. I don't know why he went up there when he saw the Radiant team pushing middle. But the Radiant team is going to back off because they see that the Dire team is almost fully respawned with only the Wisp coming up. And Void's just going to farm the jungle. Now we have the Undying picking up the Medallion of Courage. That's going to give them some minus armor. It's going to give them some more damage, especially with this Void. And he does have a Ghost Scepter, so the PA maybe not doing as much damage in fights as she likes because that Ghost Scepter is going to stop all the damage. And we haven't seen a new item on this Viper in a long time. He's just allowing this Void to farm every lane. He probably should just try getting some farm in the jungle. And the Shadow Demon, he's doing alright for his support. 37 minutes in, he's got a Mechanism, Wand, Arcane Boots. That's pretty normal. And the Sentry Wards, he's maybe going to try and de-ward here. But it looks like the Dire team doesn't have any wards up at this point, so there's nothing to de-ward. And that Talisman Evasion was the Heaven's Halberd pickup. I guess that does stop the Void from hitting her, because the Void does not have BKB yet, so he can't remove that from himself. So he's going to be disarmed for 4 seconds in a fight, and that's pretty big because that's him not doing any damage, and he's the prime damage dealer with the Viper coming in a close second. And the PA looking for a kill on this Void. throws out the Heaven's Halberd, and the Void just time walks out. We do have the Tiny with the Agnum Scepter rolling into the mid lane. Looks like we're gonna have a group up and maybe another fight mid. Void does have Chronosphere up, so PA just gonna farm their jungle up. The Basher, combined with the Heaven's Halberd, is gonna allow PA to do huge amount of damage in this fight because he's gonna be able to disable. Oh, we had the throw in from the Tiny with the Blade Mail. Phonix does throw down the Chronosphere. Earth Splitter catches him and he's down. The Mechanism doing nothing to save him. TK throwing out the ultimate on the Phantom Assassin. Phantom Assassin blinks back in! Huge crits! 1208 damage! She is not playing a pussy game. She just dives in with around 40 HP. Doesn't give a crap. And that's a kill on the Axe. Looking like a kill on this IO here. If they pick the right one, but the IO just overcharged up, trying to run away. Another Viper ulti coming out, and that's a dead Wisp. TK picking up the triple kill in that fight. Now, the PA blinking in there was a little questionable, but she did pick up the kill on the Viper, forcing him to buy back. And why does he have so little money right now? Does he have... Oh, he picked up a Ghost Scepter to stop that PA. The PA is gonna get kited in these fights because we have only two Ghost Scepters right now. Shadow Demon should be working on his Ghost Scepter. And the PA is just gonna get kited in these fights if we see Ghost Scepters on all these heroes. Now Void doesn't need a Ghost Scepter obviously because he's got Chronosphere, and if he catches PA in that, she will die. But without the BKB, he can get stunned in his Chronosphere and stop him from doing any damage. Void does have a BKB now, so disregard that comment. The Void will be able to do huge amount of damage in this fight. And it looks like he had it during that mid lane fight, but he still managed to get pretty dominated. And a Claymore pickup on this Windrunner, maybe going for a Shadow Blade. This Gerald Punks is way out of position. This PA could pick up an easy solo kill here, even throwing out the BKB to secure the kill. But the BKB, the stun is missed, but it's still a kill. That missed stun from Tiny might have saved Gerald Punks, but Gerald Punks still got shut down by the IO with their move speed and the Tiny throw-in.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Phantom Assassin is just gonna man mode up, hitting the tower.
Top tower has fallen.
Elder Titan throwing out the Astral Spirit, doing huge amounts of damage. And the throw-in from Tiny with the Berserker's Call. That Blade Mail did a huge amount of work there, allowed him to get a Culling Blade off. I don't know what this Void was doing, he wasn't attacking for a while there. Kills the PA, and he gets dominated. He caught 4 in that Chronosphere, and still got amazingly dominated because they have huge amount of health at this point, and he's not getting the crits he needs. Viper might be able to clean up here though. The Wisp TP's out the Axe. Oh, the Craggy. And they're just gonna wait for the Wisp to come back in. And that's an easy kill with the Hex on the Windrunner. Kill secured. It looks like we have the IO image blended into the game. Not sure what's going on there. Must be some sort of bug. Buyback from the Wisp. He's gonna have to buy back at some point because they're just gonna push down this middle lane and maybe even get a Rax. Nah. With the Tiny down for another 30 seconds and the PA down for another 10, Looks like they're not going to get a Rax, but another fight is definitely going to happen. Void's Chronosphere is down for another 15 seconds.
Dire's middle tower is under
That's just
attack.
enough time for Tiny to come up. The stomp misses. Axe just charging in. Gerald Punk's not sure what he's doing up there. And that's an easy kill. The crit. The 1400 damage crits coming out of this PA. That's a force to be reckoned with. And Pursuit of Happiness, having a Sange pick up after the AC, trying to get a little more HP. Probably going to pick up a Heaven's Halberd at this point. Not going to see a Sange Yasha this late in the game. And they're just going to charge back down middle lane. They're just going to keep pressuring this Rax. It's going to be a slow push from this Dire team. And Phonix might get caught out here, but the time walk away saves him. And Tiny with his huge cleave damage, especially with his tree, and this huge amounts of damage, even without any major damage items. The throw in from the Tiny. Berserker's Call catches TK. Looks like we're going to see a Chronosphere down.
Is under attack.
Chronosphere is down on the PA. PA taking huge amounts of damage. He's going to be able to kill her. He picks her off. And the Void still has full health. Now that was... That's a death on the Tiny. Void just going to charge in on this Pursuit of Happiness. Doesn't see him TPing out. Gonna keep chasing down this IO. IO keeps getting caught like this. It's really gotta suck to be him. The Ghost Scepter doesn't do anything. Maybe buys him a little bit of time, but the team fights are huge on the Radiant team at this point. The Void Chronosphere just allows them to absolutely melt this Radiant team. Especially with him having the BKB. There's no way to shut him down in his own Chronosphere. And he is gonna dominate your entire team. You see the Axe buyback. Gonna try and defend this. I don't think that's gonna happen. We see the Windrunner throwing out the Focus Fire on the tower. That tower's gonna go down easily. Gonna get a Rax here as well. But yeah, they're going for the Rax. I thought they were just gonna go for the kill. The Blade Mail is popped with the Pipe. Pipe allowed him to take almost no damage from that power shot. Gerald Punks is just walking around. Not sure why he's not with his team at this point. He should be with his team, especially to either save his teammates or catch an offensive disruption on the enemy team.
Illusion.
We have Viper picking up an ultimate orb. Probably gonna go Manta style at this point. The Shackle catches Tiny with the bash. But Void gets bashed by the Roshan. And the disruption might save him here. Throws down the Chronosphere. Tether stun does nothing. And the Void is just dominating. The Void just dominates the fight. The bash from Roshan was huge, but it didn't give them enough of an opportunity to stop this Void from absolutely dominating them. Which we knew would happen because that Void with free farm pretty much the whole game. Void with free farm pretty much the whole game. He'll destroy almost any hero because his Chronosphere is one of the best ultimates in the game. It disables pretty much everything on the Dire team. No evasion coming out of the PA in that. And they're throwing out the GG well played. Rax is gonna fall. And TK Dota. This was actually a great replay from TK Dota.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And mid tower's falling. Void gonna go try and get some more points out of this. Just destroying the tier 3 tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they're gonna go for a dive here. Windrunner almost getting
Dire's
caught out there.
turret is under attack.
I always love the end of the game.
Tower has fallen.
Viper does pop the cheese there.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And they're just gonna kill off these enemy heroes. The BKB out of the PA. It's not a very long it's only a 4-second BKB at this point, so it's not gonna do much. Void walks in, Chronospheres, and they're gonna pick off the Tiny as well. And the Ancient falls. GG's coming out from both teams. And this was quite the game of Dota. It was an extremely well-played game of Dota out of this Radiant team. Because the Shadow Demon was getting some clutch disruptions, giving their team a little bit more time to catch up and move into the team fight. But at the end of the day, the Dire team didn't win this game because they got dominated in the early game. And they let that Void free farm. And it was just generally a bad time for this Dire team. They did have very good teamfight potential. They had the Echo Stomp with the Astral Spirit coming out of the Elder Titan. The Tiny can throw in the Axe with the Berserker's Call combo. And you can easily catch a large amount of heroes, which you normally don't with the Axe, because it's a very small radius to catch with the Berserker's Call. And with the Tiny throw, and it allows them to get it off almost perfectly every time. But with the Windrunner having a Force Staff, he's able to Force Staff heroes out, and the Berserker's Call is not as effective. And it was pretty much pure domination coming out of this Dire team. Because we had the Roaming Undying. He allowed space to be created for the Void to farm up. He got 391 last hits in that game. It's a pretty good amount for only a 48-minute game. Because he was in a lot of the fights near the end of the game. And Windrunner, we did have a farming Windrunner, so she had very good items, but it was able to shut down a lot of these heroes, especially the Phantom Assassin. She could hex the Phantom Assassin, disabling her evasion, and she could hex any of these heroes, and they could easily get a kill on them. The Void also is able to disable the PA evasion, so she was not able to do as much damage as she wanted in these team fights. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say for today. If you like this video, you can leave a like. If you didn't like it, you can dislike. I can't stop you from disliking it, so do as you feel. But I would like any constructive criticism you can give me. I know I'm not the greatest in the play-by-play during the team fights, so I gotta improve on that. But this is only my second pubcast, so it'll only improve with time. Thanks very much, guys. Please subscribe, and have a great day.